Welcome to the We Are West Grand Talk Show. My guests today on the show are Joe Poindexter and Kendra Holmes. They are the dynamic duo that make up our Pom and Cheer coaching squad. Ladies, thanks so much for joining me on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, wonderful. So, I guess maybe to start off with, you guys have the state competition coming up this weekend, but before we talk about that, let's talk a little bit about Pom and Cheer. I think a lot of times people don't necessarily have a full grasp of the difference between the two. I'm of course a lifetime dance dad, so I get it, but I think a lot of others don't. So maybe if you guys will kind of elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm the head coach of the Pom team, and Pom is actually a type of dance, is why it's called the Pom team. And we have a bunch of different techniques, from pirouettes to batmas, all these different techniques that our kiddos really work hard and strive to do very well. Whereas cheer
is more like sideline entertainment for the crowd. Like, our whole mission is to have sportsmanship and to get the crowd excited and to cheer our team on when they're doing good or bad, and really just lead the performance, whereas dancing is more of a movement and moving them in a different way.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's hard because the cheer and the dance kids, they're the same kids.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times people will see them during a football game on the sideline, but then they'll also see them performing at halftime,
Yeah.
which one is cheer and one is dance, but they're the same kiddos. So right off the bat, they're dual sport athletes,
Yeah.
and they work really hard.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, anybody who thinks for a moment these kids aren't athletes, absolutely not a true statement at all.
Yes.
So I guess maybe talk a little bit more about, like, from the practice perspective. So you have kids who, they're doing both of these activities, but I would think it would be almost impossible to blend those two practices together. So what does that look like as coaches?
So for cheer, they practice right after school from 4:30 to 5:30, and we work on things like projecting our voice and leading a crowd, and when to cheer and when not to cheer, and when we can't. I know hit somebody's a really big crowd pleaser, but we can't do it because it's not sportsmanlike. We can't encourage people being hurt. It's fun. We enjoy it when the crowd gets into it, but for us, it's about leading the crowd in a positive manner. We work on run-throughs, which is the big piece of paper that has whatever comment that we want to convey for the game, and that's a big part of the sportsmanship piece for us, and greeting other other cheer teams when they come, and just making sure that people feel welcome in our school is really important to us. And it's not a competition amongst us, whereas when they go to dance, that is a competition. Like, we all want to do cheer together, but you want to compete and dance. I think it's the...
So for dance, our Pom practice is right after cheer practice, and we practice 5:30 to 7:30, so 2 hour practices a night. We usually start with a deep stretch, some jumping jacks, get their heart going. We do a deep stretch. You're stretching your hip flexors, you're stretching your hamstrings, we're working on releves to strengthen our calf muscles. We're working on arm motions to strengthen our arms, because in Pom we have to have very sharp, crisp movements. We're also breaking down turns and how you hold your dancer core. They like to laugh at me because I'm always like, shoulders back, find your diamond, eyes up, go up. We go over a lot of that, so we break down many different techniques, and that's probably the first hour, is just breaking down technique and working on those foundations. A lot of them don't have a dance background. In order to be a good dancer, you have to have that strong foundation, and so we're working on a lot of that. So we do have that kind of working against us at times. And then the second half is usually doing our routines. So whether that's a halftime, currently it is working on state, and before that was regionals.
And of course, regionals was a really good event for you guys.
It was.
Ended up winning the regional championship, so that's pretty fantastic.
Yes.
Now, how long has the program been in place here in West Grand?
It's been a while.
Well, Carrie Gage, who helped us a lot last year in dance, she helped found the program in about the year 2000. It's had its up and down since I've been involved. We've had a lot of participation. We have one of the bigger teams for 2A, I think at our peak 16,
Mhm.
16 athletes. It's a big program, and I think that it's getting there. Like, it's getting to its potential.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So maybe kind of stepping away a little bit briefly from Pom and from Cheer, the two of you, not only do you coach together, but then you work side by side.
Yes, we do.
So something that a lot of people may not know about Joe and Kendra is they both are paraprofessionals for us at the K-8 building, working primarily with special education students, but then also with a variety of other students. So how does that working relationship work for the two of you? You certainly seem to be really close friends.
Yeah.
And I know watching you work, you guys do a fantastic job together, but
Right.
maybe talk a little bit about like what your role is and just kind of how that works
Yeah.
together.
So literally our desks are like this, and we spend a lot of time together, like Dr. Pepper said. We're finally in a really good place where we
Right.
can just kind of give each other I need a second.
Right.
At the beginning of the year, with me taking on a head coach for dance and Joe taking on head coach for cheer, and just kind of finding what those roles are, the times that she needs help and I need to be there for her, or the times that I need help and she needs to be there for me. So it's definitely learning about each other.
Right, and we're very different.
We're very
So
different.
It's, I think overall good though. I think we have a very good like working relationship, and I think that the kids see that and that
Yeah.
they respect it. And overall, we're each other's biggest fans with the like.
Yes.
I don't know much about dance. I'm learning a lot, but I'm Kendra's biggest fan, and the kids when they're in the pom mode, and it's the exact same in
Yes.
return. And I think that that works out very well. And through the day, we don't see each other a lot because we've got very busy schedules, and
Yes.
so we, very few times we have lunch together, but really little spurts.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah. And I was able to catch you during one of those little
Yes.
spurts, so that's
Yes, you
wonderful.
were.
look at us.
Yeah. So state competition is this weekend down at the
Yes.
Denver Coliseum. I think you guys are at just a few minutes before 9 o'clock, right?
Yes, 8:56.
8:56. We will make sure we stream that live either on the West Grand High School page or on the West Grand School District page. What are you looking forward to this weekend? I'm not going to ask you to make any predictions because that's bad luck. But what are you looking forward to, and what are the kids looking forward to going into the weekend?
Yes. So the biggest thing that we have talked about with the team is I always try to set some type of goal. This year, their goal, last year was top 5. We
Right.
placed 5th. Very, very proud of them. This year, the goal is to have fun.
Right.
When we sat down and we made our handbook, we made one spirit handbook, which encompasses both pom and cheer. And the very first thing on that was passion. We gave the textbook definition of passion and what that is. So is to go out on that floor and for them to just enjoy what they've worked so hard for. And leave it all on the floor, different day, different judge. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to, is just watching their hard work.
Yeah.
And I think they're looking forward to doing that. And they also enjoy watching some of the bigger schools.
Yeah.
Where on Friday when we go down, we'll go watch some cheer routines. We go to dinner, and then Saturday after we perform, we'll stick around and watch some dance routines.
Yeah.
And I think they're excited for that also, to see the potential that they could reach.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, since I played just a very different role there, my job is to hit play and not mess that up, which is
No
its own
pressure.
set of
No
nerves.
pressure.
Right, own set of nerves. But I think just being kind of proud mama bear about them and just seeing how far they've come. Like, they're dancers now, and that's just so exciting.
Yeah.
It's just warms my heart.
Yeah, it's been very very enjoyable for me watching them over the last 2.5 years and just seeing the growth and the development and
Right.
and whether or not they have that background of a dancer, every one of the kids that are part of your programs, they have it in their heart.
Yeah.
They have it in their core.
Right.
They really truly exemplify what we want our kids to be. So certainly I'm looking forward to seeing them perform this weekend. I guess I have one other thing I want to touch base on, and it's something that I think we've experienced and really seen happen this year at the high school is just, and it really started last year, but just this explosion of school pride that is really starting to show up.
Yes.
And you go to a volleyball game and the football players are there cheering on the
Right.
volleyball team, and
Yeah.
it's always been traditional that people go to the football games, but
Right.
seeing the increase in the crowds with whether it's volleyball or whatever the case may be, but your kids, and the two of you have played a big role in that. So maybe kind of talk about, I don't know, the focus that you've shared with your kids, or maybe that your kids have shared with you about that school pride.
Right. So I feel like it's a little different because we're not at the high school, so we don't see it develop. But over the last few years as a spirit team, we really like over homecoming, we decorate everyone's locker. Sport, not sport, doesn't matter. Like everybody gets something. And so just trying to show them that it's kind of on them to bring the school together. Like the school looks to the spirit team to decide how they're going to react.
Yeah.
And so just really developing that and like really getting them excited and encouraging the rowdy crowd, but like kind of showing the rowdy crowd, hey,
doing it the right way.
We can't do that.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and this year for state, I'm really excited because we sold their shirts that say Mustangs and then they say 5, 6, 7, 8. And so I'm hoping that they get a really big crowd that is wearing a shirt that's just for them.
That's another thing that we really emphasize to our kiddos is that you are leaders in the school. Not only is it just the student body that looks to them, but we do mini spirit during football and basketball. Basketball.
Yeah.
And so the littles look up to them, the community members look up to them. Anywhere that we go in our small little town, people could recognize them. So we just really let them know that you're a leader in our community, and how are you gonna show that?
Right.
You guys have some fantastic leaders on the team.
We do.
And the two of you are fantastic leaders
Thank you.
here in our school and here in our community, both as coaches and in your roles as paraprofessionals.
Thank
So
you.
I appreciate you guys being a part of the show with
Thanks
me.
so much.
Thank you.
And definitely be looking for the West Grand Pom performance on Saturday morning. I will be there. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. But again, thanks for joining me on the show.
Thank you.
And as always, we
are
are
West
West Grand.
Grand.